Ethan, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, you're much more familiar with TikTok than I am, and we were just talking about music with Jasmine. How important is music? You're a TikToker in what you do.
Yes, music is important on TikTok because you can use the trending sounds and someone will notice you and it will go viral. I mean, there was a song I did to, there's this artist called 3478 and back in, he made TikToks on the For You page of his beats like a long time ago. And I found his song and what happened was I used one of his sounds and his song went viral the next day, just by me using it, and it got number two in the Canadian hits, and then he just blew up after that.
That's
So
amazing.
you just never
Well,
know with TikTok.
one of the reasons I want to have you on is you and I share a philosophy in life that, not only can we have entertaining impact, but we can use our following, our community to have social impact and raise awareness. I won't do anything without a charity purpose or cause tied to it. And one of the purposes and causes that you help is to raise awareness with cyberbullying, bullying in general, which has become truly a critical life issue for young people. As you know, my mission to empower over 1 billion people to be happy only stems from people having or not having attacking thoughts or judgments on one another. Did you have a personal experience with bullying to create your impetus and encouragement to be a leader in this space?
Yeah, so used to be bullied on social media a lot for what I made and for what I did, and it's just I found a way. I had to learn, how to not respond to these comments because it was back then, influencer the word. Nobody knew what this whole space was at one point. And I remember like 2012, 2013, everyone was just getting into the space and then all of a sudden, slew of people started hating on people online and it just became a whole mess. And I've been to these events to say no to bullying and stuff like that, and there's speakers there, and I feel like that's what I'm trying to do with my audience, and tell those people that it's not okay to say these things on the World Wide Web.
Yeah, you want to get bullied, wear the shirt that I'm wearing, and you'll see a lot of people making fun of you. Uh, uh, and to that, what's the biggest lesson that you've learned? I have 4 children that utilize social media, and I try through my actions to teach them not to worry about what other people say, because to me that seems to be the easiest way when we love ourselves and we don't worry about what other people say to not worry about bullying because we can't stop what other people think, say, or do, but we can change the way we look at what other people think, say, and do, especially according to ourselves. How have you been able to help empower people not to take themselves or others so seriously, but more importantly, love themselves?
I've done is it's more of like these online attackers, and so I've had to teach myself, not to look at these specific comments. I've had to figure out ways. I've taken advantage of what these platforms give us, like the block button. Because during COVID, I was trolled really hard on the internet, on especially on Instagram Live. It was really bad what was going on during the pandemic, and it was more of these. There was like these groups of people that were pretending to be my friends, and then they would come on the stream and do something really bad. And my audience, that's not what I want to show to my audience. And the only way you cannot prevent that is, and they would do it in they would do these very unique things where they would make usernames of my friends and then they would like add an extra letter to it. And so it threw me off. And once I figured out, okay, this was happening, I had to figure out where the source was coming from and try to get it stopped. And
Yeah.
it was a big process, but I kind of got it to calm down now. But it was very scary at one point.
Yeah, I try to tell people to take the energy out of, those type of haters, those people who put attacks on you. I'll give my personal cell phone to people, right? I'll point them out and say, "Hey, This is not a forum for negative energy. This is not a forum to swear or, I do a miles gram with my 11-year-old son, and people sometimes say very offensive or outrageous things. And I love just to not give it any energy and say, hey, obviously you're not happy and I'd love to help you, instead of attacking everybody on, my feed, on my live. Why don't you just take down my cell phone or my email address, and I'd be happy to help you relieve your anger, and I found by taking the energy out of it, you don't have to ignore it. You can actually pray for their happiness, as Keaton says there, and acknowledge that they're unhappy, because happy people don't swear, happy people don't attack, happy people don't have judgments, conditions, happy people do not bully. And so I, approach it with a realm of kindness and pray for their happiness, because if they were happy, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. And I would say that for all the people who follow you, Ethan, as well. What's the number one piece of advice today? You're a great TikToker, a great influencer. And a creator? What's the number one piece of advice you give to young people who want to express their own frequency, their own brand on TikTok and other places? What's the number one piece of advice you give them?
Well, first, enjoy your craft. Number two, I'm just gonna say it's because I get a lot of questions on this platform saying, "What is it like being a content creator?" There's a lot of people who ask, and I just say, look, it's not just posting for fun, and then there's all this stuff behind the scenes that you have to do that people don't really know off camera. So I tried to explain it to them, and they really resonated with what I said. So my advice is to stay in your lane and just make the content you want to make and make people proud.
Well, you're making me proud, my friend. Check him out, Ethan Klein. He does a great job of creating great content and helping other people, making them happy. He's definitely an ambassador in my mission of empowering others to empower others to be happy. Please join me again, my friend. Let's see a big smile. Have fun.
I got a question for you before you
Yeah, go
step
ahead.
off. My
Yep.
question for you is what driven you to follow me? Because like why did in the first place you saw my profile? What stood out to you as me as a creator? Like
Yeah.
what was your intention to follow me?
Yeah, for me, I'm looking at people that are similar frequencies of mine that may not be the same age group, demographic. I want to understand what energy you carry, because it's not what I say, right? It's what people hear. And so you and I, we share the same philosophy. We're obviously years and years and years apart, and our frequencies are different. And I want to learn how you say what I want to say, so that I can learn from what you say and how you say, in order to understand what people are, number one, listening for, and how they're listening for it. So, because you understand giving back, because you have a greater purpose or cause to what you do, because you have and are a good soul, I can't speak your frequency. And so I study you, follow you, to learn how you say and what your fans are listening for, in order to effectuate a wider spectrum for myself, so that I can communicate more effectively with young people. And if I can't make a difference, at least I can send them your way, Ethan, so that you can make the difference that I want to make, but I'm not capable of interacting in the way that you are. Does that sound fair?
That sounds totally fair. That makes sense. Thank you so much for this interview. I really appreciate it.
You're
And
great, man. Keep up the great work. I'm proud of you.
I also talked to your publicist, or the
Yeah.
person who connected me with you, about doing a four-person live interview with four people on live stream, and I think it would be pretty cool for you to do that.
Yeah, I would love that. Why don't we arrange it with Keaton? Keaton, can you reach back out to Ethan? Let's do a four-person interview, and I'd love to get that interaction as well, differing perspectives, so that we can help more people create this collective consciousness together. Keep up the great work. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll do
You
that
too.
four-person. Thank you,
Sounds
brother.
good.
Take
Of
care.
course. Thank you so much.
Alrighty.